All right, we are live again. We are live. My child decided he wanted to stay for the JV game because it's homecoming week. So I'm guessing their JV game is today. So he decided that he wanted to stay. Well, not the little person. I had to go get him. I was late getting him. But the high schooler, I have an elementary school kid and a high schooler. It's crazy. But the high schooler decided that he wanted to stay because he wants to go to the JV game. But I still have to go get him. Like I said, he has coronation tonight or his installation for SGA. So I have to go and get him probably. I'm probably gonna get him at like 4:30ish, somewhere in there, 4 o'clock, because he still has to come home, get the funk off, because he has to put on his clothes for um, his installation ceremony. So, and he has to be back to the school by 5:45, and it starts at 6:30. So, the joys of being a very well, a parent with children who are active and stuff, and having to drive from here, there, and everywhere else. Okay, my version of being a whole soccer mom out in these streets. But anywho, how y'all doing? Welcome back. Wasn't long. Didn't take long. Ran up there, got him. My school was literally like 3 minutes away. I probably would have been back live earlier, but we had to fight to the freezer and race to the freezer for my Frosty. Okay. He's eating all of them. Went to Wendy's. I got 3 Frosties. One for me, one for Makai Jeremiah, one for Zion Imani. He ate 2 of them. You're not touching mine. Your brother can fight you over you eating his, but you can't have mine. So my sister's on her way here. Hey, can you stop by Wendy's and get your nephew a Frosty? You know, it was a junior one in here. Maybe if you get him a small, he'll eat half now, half later. No, that joker busts down the entire small. So here I am waiting. You know, once I should have really eaten my Frosty earlier today, because as he comes to the door, actually not even door, in the car. Oh, mommy, I can race you to the freezer for your Frosty. We're not allowed to beat up our kids, right? Right? That would be wrong, right? I can't knock them out of my Frosty, right? Like, I'm going to make sure that I understand that that's wrong, right? I can't do that because I don't have a Frosty. It's really, really jacked up. Really jacked up. But it's okay. It's okay because, I should have known that this comes with, if you are someone that does not have children yet, which I doubt it, because my audience is primarily like those of a particular age. So either you have kids or you have decided, baby, I don't want them. If you are a part of the small group of people that I have from 30 and below, if no one ever told you, they're really cute when they're babies, but when they can walk and talk and nothing is yours anymore. Okay? When we talk about sacrifices as parents, it's not like the sacrifice for like sleep. You give up your Frosty. You got to give up your Frosty. That's some bull crap. Like, I got to keep giving up my food. Can't have anything to yourself anymore. Okay? So if you are still in your selfish era, I recommend you putting on a condom or getting some type of birth control, because it's all good when they're babies. It's always so cute when they're learning to eat and they snatch a little chicken bone. And it's so cute. Them just gnawing on like a little chicken bone. Oh, so cute, But around that age where they know how to open up the freezer and go take stuff, it's not cute anymore. Because Wendy's Frosties need to be in the freezer for a certain amount of time. It's too soft when you get it straight from them, and especially in Florida. Baby, by the time I get from Wendy's window to my front door, half that thing is melted. So you got to put it back in the freezer, and get it just right. And right when it gets just right, little crotch goblin comes and snatch your ish, okay? Let this be birth control if you're not ready to share your stuff. All of your favorites. If you're not ready to share, protect yourself. Yeah. That's all I got to say. But how y'all doing? I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tear over my Wendy's Frosty. All right, so that gave us enough time for this algorithm to do whatever it was going to do. Hi, Akeisha. Hi, Vanessa. We're going to go back into talking about design because that's where I left off when I realized that I left my kid at school because it's Wednesday. Oh, speaking of which, because I will forget, pause. Let me go ahead and just set a separate alarm for Wednesdays. It's a little different because this is his first year getting out at 3:05. So I didn't have to worry about this last year because he just got out at 1:50 every single day. Now it's 3:05 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and 1:50 on Wednesdays. And all I did was like with his school alarm, I just changed the time. Now I need to actually create one for Wednesday. I got to create one for Wednesday. So clock, alarms, add new, only on Wednesday. Zion Imani, Wednesday, pick up, save. Oh, might want to change the time, Shakeya. So let's make this 1:20 p.m. to remind me to go pick up my child on Wednesdays. All right. So with that done, let's go ahead and talk about designing and the Creative Design Lounge. How many of you when it comes to designing, you feel as if the design has to be 100% creative, original? Like, how many of you sit at your desk, at your, or at your tablet, whatever, and you are stressing because you feel like you cannot come up with this super completely original idea to make it your own? How many of you are stuck there? Even if you're watching the playback of this, let me know in the comments. Is that you? Is that you, to where you get stuck on trying to be like, just trying to set the bar high? Like, you just want to be totally different. You don't want to be like everyone else, and you just want to make it completely different. And also you feel like you have to add details to make it valuable. Like, your customer is not going to want to pay top dollar for just some words like on a shirt or on a tumbler, or how many of you guys feel that way? Somebody asked me, would I consider making my HBCU design for other states? Girl, I want to make that one. What make, I have, well, let me see. Do I still have it up? Let's see if I still have that Instagram post up. Because it's one, if you don't know, your phones is snoops, okay? They really be listening in on what the heck you be saying and what you got going on all the time. Because I started talking about homecoming, and as soon as I got my tail on Instagram the other day, there was this list about, and it literally just came up on my feed. Let me see, HBCU HOCO, about homecoming. And it gave like all of the dates for homecoming. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh my God, all these ants. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Okay, so let's go present, share screen, entire screen, share, present, share screen, entire screen, screen 2, share, add to stage, and did it, and did it. Okay, so this is the 2025 homecoming season, although some have said that some of these are off. I think they said Hampton's on is wrong, and then it was like a couple of them. People was like, how y'all gonna leave off blah 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 blah. Like, see, so someone here is saying, where's Cheney University? And VUU. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, look, I'm not the person that knows all of the HBCUs. I'm just not finna sit here and pretend like I do. So for me to do the research, which you know what? Let's see. Let's kind of see. Can we have chat? I don't care. I'm gonna have chat do it, but I'm not about to make it. I'm just saying. I just want to see, because we say, like, now I gotta go and figure out who's where, da da da. So let's just see. Incredible greetings. Can you create a list of all of the HBCUs, i.e. historically Black colleges and universities, and group them by their state? Let's see what chat does. Here is a reasonably up-to-date list of historically Black colleges and university HBCUs in the U.S. grouped by state, district, territory. Note, some institutions have closed, merged, or changed statuses over time. See, this is the part that, no, see, I'm not about to try and go through this list and figure out who's recent, who's not, who's merged, who's this. No, nope, not going to happen. This list focused primarily on the ones still commonly recognized as HBCUs. Sources include the Wikipedia list and HBCU directories. I said by state. Oh, this is Alabama has. Okay, wait. Let me go to Florida first, so I know if this list is correct, if it's accurate. Let me go to Florida. If it has more than 4 or less than 4, I know that this list just might be some bull crap. Florida, it actually has all 4: Bethune, Ed Waters, Florida A&M, and Florida Memorial University. Okay, baby, I can't do this for you. Florida, let me tell you, see, Florida worked out so perfectly. Florida worked out perfectly because there was only 4. I was able to go ahead and put that little grid. The original design had each one of them like on the letters for HBCU. It was 4. Worked out perfectly. Arkansas, they have 4. I could do them. California really doesn't have any because they just have Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, which I knew because I knew they didn't have any because I have a cousin that's there and she would really like the HBCU experience, but there's nothing in California. So her parents have to pay for like out-of-state tuition for her to go to a HBCU, and she didn't like that whole little thing. So Alabama, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in Alabama. Wait, hold on. Which state did she ask me for? Hold on. Would you consider doing this for Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi? Okay, so let's see. Alabama, and then Arkansas. I did that one. California, Delaware, DC, Howard, of course. Florida has 4. Georgia has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Morehouse and Morehouse College of Medicine, same thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in Georgia. Texas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. lies. What did she say? Oh, Louisiana. Louisiana has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not gonna happen, Captain. Can't do that. Like, this worked out perfectly because it was Florida. Okay, y'all gotta figure out something else for y'all state. But the state of Florida, it worked out perfectly. And then she said, M-I, quick letter I, quick letter I, humpback, humpback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also, there are other smaller 2-year institutions. I'm doing it. Sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I mean, yeah. That would just take up too much time. Or if I did do it, y'all wouldn't like my price because I don't do $5 designs and stuff like that. Like, I don't do those. So I'll tell y'all, I'm not the greatest person to ask about design files. And sidebar, there's a very big difference between something being a design file and it even being an edible design file and something being a template. If it does not have an exact size to go and to fit into something, it is not a template. I'm telling you right now. Look, you don't have to like what I'm saying, but if it's not made to fit the exact size of something, that is not a template. A template requires that it's the exact measurements to fit for something. Just having a design and the layout, like what if they designed it long, but you want to put it on, that's not a template. Sorry to brush you up. That's not a template. Those are edible design files, and you are able to now move those things around to fit within your template, but they themselves, how most of these are, unless they are for a specific size, they are not templates. But sorry, that's for another day. But people always ask me about like my designs and things like that, and I'm not cheap. So I don't know if y'all really want me to design stuff because I can't get down with the get down for most of these things. Like I have some where I'm like, it's like a little bit of here and there. I'm like, I don't really care about this. And they are like some 563 design files, some template files like 13. And if you have my template vault, you kind of get that. And whatever is in there. But yeah, I'm just not, but those are also templates, not really full on designs. I have to figure out elements, but I don't really do a whole lot of like design type things. And if I did, you would be paying upwards of $50 for a design because you're going to end up making money off of it. So I don't care if I'm selling it to 1,000 people. I'm going to get $25-50 off of 1,000 people. I don't really play those. I don't understand that logic that for my customers, if I had to make this for them, I'm not even releasing it to them. For me to make it, to be able to produce the item, I'm charging them a full-on design fee that starts at $23.65. Why for art thou would I then go and sell that same design to somebody else for $5, $1? No, the same way that my customer paid $25 for this, you can pay $25 because you're going to then turn and try and make money off of it. You can pay $25 plus. Truth be told, you're going to pay more. Because if I design something for someone and they have that design fee, that is for me to design it, to be able to produce it, because you're not bringing me anything to print and press, to print and cut, to print and trim, whatever. You're not giving me anything to actually make the finalized design. Therefore, you are charged a design fee. If you want said design, we have a separate release fee because now you want to take ownership of that. You'll be able to use it in any capacity. You'll be able to take it and make money off of it. So we do have a release fee, even if it's like, so it's not as much. If it's something general that you really can do things with, it's higher. But let's say like it was something very, very specific, like I've designed for family reunions before. It has your family name on. Like, what more can you do with that? You can't sell that to the masses. So you still have to pay a release fee because we're not doing it, but it's less than if it was a general design. These are things I've talked about in our creative business. So if you want to level up and you want to like stop letting people take advantage of you and your creativity, make sure that you also join our creative business program so that you understand what you really should be charging for based off of your expertise. And, like I said, general things, it has a price for this. Most people think that you have to have like this one blanketed price. No, I have tiered prices based off of what it is, who it's for, the value of it, how it was made, things of that nature. So we definitely talk about that in the creative business. If you are interested in that, go ahead and drop a 4 in the chat. But going back to designing, so Aquisha said me, Vanessa said, I don't feel that way, but I do want to be more creative, but be afraid of overdoing it. So if you're afraid of overdoing it, that means you're overdoing it and you probably should scale back. So let me ask you a question. You said that you're afraid of overdoing something. I'll just use this. I didn't design this one. I'm just going to kind of give this an example. Would it be easy or harder for you to make something this simple? Like, is this your natural design? Like, this is your natural design space is to kind of, we got 2 little elements there, a little script font. And then the rest of these, I think, are the same exact font, except for like down here. So doing something like this, would this be a challenge for you because you feel like it's too plain? Oh, I keep forgetting about Facebook. Javaya keeps telling me, stop forgetting about Facebook because I keep forgetting that I cannot see your comments unless I'm on my phone. And Javaya, don't forget about us. So let me go over here because I literally have Javaya in my head about not forgetting about the people over on Facebook. And see, someone says Alabama here. Yeah, y'all have too many HBCUs there. Oh my God, look how it has me looking crazy. Looks absolutely ridiculous. Is my internet, because that froze, is my internet messed up? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Are y'all able to hear me loud and clear? Okay, you guys can't hear me. Or let's just say, even with this, like, would this be a stretch for you to design this here and stop? Or it's like overdoing it. It's like, okay, I have this. Now, what else can I add to it? You're trying to like then take it to like here and just not knowing how to edit yourself down. I've showed this one quite often. When you see a lot of sublimation stoles, it's like they have backgrounds and splatters and this and that, like all this other stuff. And it's like when you see ones that's with embroidery or with vinyl, those are the ones that are a little bit more calmer, like just kind of have the name, the school, things of that nature. Shall I do that for sublimation too? Why? This is an easier process than me cutting vinyl and pressing it. So why would I not make my life easier by being able to sub it and not have to cut all of those pieces? Although I still think vinyl, even though you have to cut them and weed them, is easier. It's less likely that you would make a mistake or like kind of F something up when it comes to vinyl compared to making these. The the probability of this not coming out correctly, especially when you have two sides to press, it's a lot higher risk in making this style than just doing HTV. If you did not know that, this is, I mean, if you don't like weeding, you don't have to weed, but it actually takes more patience and more prayer when you are making a sublimation one, because I mean, one part of it could be messed up, and now the whole thing is just, you have to scrap the whole thing and start all over. I've had ones where I do the top part, I do one whole side, I do the top, I ready to do the bottom, and everything else is like great, and somewhere on the bottom it's messed up, and now I have to start all over again. So you definitely have to pray through it when you are doing sublimation stoles. But I'm a very simple person, but my clients love my designs because I put a lot of like thought behind it, even in like the simplest like type designs. So it's not just about like having all these different things in there. It's, the intent behind the design. That will be easy, but in my mind, I would think may not be enough. So exactly, right? That's one of the biggest things is so many crafters feel like things like this is not enough, right? Just designing like this and just selling it to someone like this is not enough. And that's not true. It takes design to know how to space these, the sizing, getting it all right, getting this part right here. That is design. And you cannot overlook what it takes to make that and take for granted that you will be able to do that and just make it yourself. It is simple enough if you just know what to do. And this is where you can start to save money, where you are not buying designs and like templates and layouts for what really could be something very, very simple. And if you just took 10 minutes, once you understood like the program, you can design it literally in 10 minutes. Like a class, it might seem like a really long process because we are teaching and we're going through step by step. We're explaining the who, what, when, where, how, all that, And so a class can seem very, very extended, but if you're just sitting there doing it, it's something that can be done in less than 30 minutes, less than 15 minutes for some of these things. But you just have to know how to properly use your design tools to set it up. You have to know which program is going to be the best one to use for something like this. The way that Photoshop works and being able to like move things without using liquify, like this is a straight point. You would have to know how to turn it into a path because Photoshop is more so based off of pixels. So you have to be able to turn this into a working path, then know where to go to add it, and then, tab it down and being able to change your corner type so that it, or you're going to end up using your pen tool and drawing it out yourself first. It can be a lot. Whereas in Silhouette Studio or a program like Illustrator or even Affinity Designer, this part right here literally can be made with making a rectangle, deciding like how far apart you want your peaks to be, putting an edit point, and you can select all those points and tab all of them down at the same time. All the ones that need to go up, you grab those, move all those up. So it's a slightly easier process depending on which program. You got to know which program to use to be able to do what you need to do. And that's where I want to be able to help you guys at, is figuring that part out. Also, when it comes to just designs, there's a lot of things that I find inspiration in. I look at it and I make it my own. I'm not the designer that feels like every single thing has to come from my brain and I came up with the original concept and this, that, and the third. Like it's a very unique ability to be able to look at something and be like, okay, I like this element from this design. I want to be able to incorporate it with this, and I want to mix and match. It's almost like Frankensteining a design. Like this one right here. So I forgot because these weren't the first ones. The first one were Disney princesses. But like, okay, so this is just a simple grid. Like this is not something that is new, right? So some will see a grid for other things. And if someone needed, i.e. a Paw Patrol type design, it's like, oh, okay, that's simple enough. Just taking the characters and dropping them in rectangles and making the background match the main color of each one, right? To even, I'm gonna say like simplify like that. I mean, I'm trying my best not to offend anyone to where I'm trying to be very, very strategic with my words, because I've been told that when I just say, oh, it's just this, it's like, I don't know how they figured like that, but it's like some people can take it as you're calling them like dumb, like how you not know that? Like, I'm not meaning like, but it's like, it really is breaking it down, like just keeping it very simple. And if someone wanted that design, instead of trying to figure out, well, I want it to look like a scene from the show, and I want shadows, and I want this, and I want the tower in the background. I have to have Ryder. I got to have all this stuff. I got to have splashes and extra elements. The hell for? It's just the characters. Like the kids just want to see them. And something as simple as a grid. This same grid, you can use like, well, this has 3. So this is like 6 on here because it's 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. This is nothing more than a grid. Like I can go, and there are infinite possibilities for what can go in each of these 9 squares for this grid. The design that I made is nothing more than a grid. Now, where did it go? I don't know. I don't know what I did with the shirt that I was showing y'all earlier. Oh, is this it? Nope, that's not it. Oh, it's right here. This originally started out as a grid. That's it. Just a grid. And then I created the shield shape, and then I had to go and now this is something where I did create this shield myself. It started off as a grid. I adjusted the bottom. I used a rectangle. I rotated that. And then I hit subtract all to where it broke these up into the 4 quadrants. And then I added the things in there. So I did lay this out. Like, but for some, I did not create this part, right? I have created banners before, but this was a pre-made one. So it's just a matter of placing it there. I had to make it curved to this. I had to choose the font. These were already there. Just had to trace them to where they're vector. This one I had to recreate completely. And then just typing this out. And of course, I did not draw the shape of Florida. I found an image. I did a trace outer edge on that and then put it on the design. So I did not have to create everything from scratch, but it's knowing, like, just being able to put the concept together. That is a form of designing and graphic design. So I'm gonna go back to this one. So here's the way this one is set up, right? It's not personalized. It's just the characters from the show. Kid loves Paw Patrol. This is all they need. They don't need their name on it. They just want a cup. They have Paw Patrol on it. Keep it real simple. Throw them in a grid. But then when you do need to add a name, do we have to completely reinvent the wheel? No. So a parent goes and says, "Ooh, I like this. My child loves Paw Patrol. Can you put their name on it?" Now, the average person would go and it was like, you posted this, right? You posted this right here. This right here. You posted it. Oh my God, that is so amazing. I need one for my kid. Can you put their name on it? Right? So I'm going to ask you guys a question before I show this other one. And this is if you're watching the playback as well, you posted this, someone loved it. Oh my God, I want one for my kid. Can you put their name on it? What would you do? Be totally honest. What would you do in that situation? Let me see. This is why I like live Zooms, because I always hope that I would get people that would unmute and answer, because it's like instant. Now I have to wait for you guys to kind of reply back. So I'll let you guys reply back. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. In the center of this thin white line right here, you're just gonna put the name over it. Put the name along the bottom or in the center, okay? Okay, yes, just centered. It would be large enough. So that means you would cover up the characters. Because if you're just going to put it, well, this space is really small because the name ain't going to fit in there. So if you're just going to put it in the middle, you're going to cover up the characters here. We're not talking about necessarily charging. I mean, of course, there's a difference. You're personalizing. So as far as like upcharging it, we're just talking about design. Like that's another thing too that I want to be able to do within these is separate them, which is why my creative business is not combined with the creative design. When we're in design, I don't really care about how much you want to charge for it. It's about understanding design. Okay, so on the side, there's no such thing as, so with this, what is on the side? Because this is round. So there's no on the side unless you mean you're going to put it up and down, but on the side where? Because you can't tell, the grid is the same all the way around. So there's no way to tell which one is the first grid, which one is the last grid. Like it's the same all the way around. It's right here. You posted it. What I will say is I am glad that no one, like you guys are trying to figure out how to add the design, like the name to this. Because I come across so many people where if they posted this Tumblr online, they would assume that the parent wants a Paw Patrol design, but with their kid's name on it, they're going to come up with a totally new design so that they can make the name bigger, and it's not going to be the same grid. They're going to have to start from scratch. They're going to go in, they're going to do new backgrounds. They're going to put the kid's name. They're going to do all of this stuff. That is what I typically find with, especially when I'm doing like one-on-ones, I'm really able to get down to the nitty-gritty. It's like in their mind, they processed it as, oh, they just want Paw Patrol. Let me create a brand new Paw Patrol design so that I could cleanly fit the name like inside of it. Okay. Make the exact one, just add the name. Okay, but where are we adding the name to? So if you did this, right? If you just add a name, is it just going to go over the top? Are you going to have the letters cover up the characters? So if I were to do Zanimani, I'm just going to go Z-I-O, just going to put the name straight across here or up and down because the grid spaces are really, really small. So what would that look like with adding a name to this? But I'm still loving the fact that you guys are wanting to add the name to this layout and not looking to now create something new where you have to sit down and come up with a new concept. Because all the answers that you guys are giving is still sticking with the same exact concept. It's just trying to figure out how you're going to put the name. You're not going to then, like I said, turn this into one where do I have I'm trying to think. I have a notebook that has Paw Patrol on it when I was doing the back to school ones. Uh-oh. See, what I'm glad that I'm not seeing is you guys just kind of seeing it as, oh, they just want Paw Patrol. So now let me create a Tumblr where we have all the Paw Patrol characters, but I'm like, oh, I want to be so different. I'm going to take the Paw Patrol logo, and I now want to find or figure out how to make that kid's name instead of Paw. I'm going to put that kid's name in the logo. I'm going to make it stand out. Oh my God, it's going to be very, very unique to them. I find a lot of people that go and they overthink that way. They want to now, because they said put a name, change the design up, be super, super custom, and make this the kid's name or make this the kid's name. Because then it's like, oh my God, what font is that? Where can I find this font? Blah, 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 blah. Like, you're going crazy. So I will say, I am so glad that those who have chosen to answer, because the ones that have not chosen to answer probably would be the ones that would change the design concept and layout completely. But those who have chosen to answer and participate today, that you guys did not immediately go to changing the design. You can use a white hollow font in white. You know what? Let's do this. I actually want you guys to see, I'm loving this, right? I want you guys to see this in real time. Hold on. I didn't mean to open that up. All right, so let's search. I'm not sure if this is under Santana or Paw Patrol. So Paw Patrol. All right, let's turn you off. Okay, so I'm going to look for this file. But this also brings up something very interesting for me, right? And I know you guys can't see it over on the Facebook because it's like, this is somebody putting this comment over on YouTube. So she said to use a white hollow outline font. And how I process that is you would find a font that was hollow. Like that's just the way the font is. That's how I process that. Is that what you mean? That's a good idea to do like a subtract in the current design and add the name. And now here's my kid. I'm live now. Oh my God. Asking me because they're sir, I was ready to come get you. We're not even like that wasn't even like an hour. Anything. I'm live now because you said late. I told y'all. I'm like, okay, I'll go get them around like 4 o'clock. It's 3:32. Unless you're going willing to wait there for 30 minutes, sir, call your father. Call your father. Okay. All right. Dang it. It's not coming up. Okay. Paw. Paw. So like, let's look at this in real time. Grid. I really don't remember what I named this. That's so bad. I don't remember what I titled this. I don't remember what I titled this. I don't remember what I titled this. So a font with no fill, right? Well, if it is a font where they designed it to be an outline, it technically does have a fill color that doesn't become a line color. But you can turn any font into that, whether it's technically a solid font or not. You simply don't add color to the fill color and you do an outline. But there are some where it's just an outline font. So when you add color, it only goes to the outline anyway. And if you add a line color, that increases that. But you can take literally any font and make it what you're envisioning. You don't have to go look for a font. That's another part of like creating designs that I want to tap into, because the average person, this is a photo grid. Okay, so his dad left to go get him. This is photo grid, but it ain't the one that I want. Paw Patrol. Okay, no. Tumblr. Now, mind you, I got 1,000,001 Tumblr, but that's, let me see that if that one comes up that way. I have 1,000,001 Tumblr files, or at least that has the word Tumblr in the name. Okay, I see the one that the first one, which was a Disney princess. I do see that one. Excuse you? Not you closing on me. Wow, that was very rude of you. That was very rude to just close. Good afternoon, Louisiana here. How art thou? The live keeps buffering. And see, no one said anything to me on YouTube. Is it bad? I mean, our internet was like, ever since it's been really, really raining, so internet has been going in and out. Is it still doing it? Let me know if it's still doing it. Oh yeah, I just saw myself just freeze. Ugh, that sucks. I hate when that happens. You do an outline, but there are some that increases that. Yep. Now I'm starting. It's fine over here. It's fine for you guys. Okay. So yeah, on Facebook, I do see where it's going in and out. A photo grid. Okay, so his dad left to go. Okay, on YouTube, it's fine. All right, cool beans. I'm trying to find this design. Okay, I thought that was you, Denisha Dooley. We were talking about you at the top of the live broadcast. I was like, oh, someone on here, they asked, would I consider doing a custom design file for other states like Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi? And I was like, absolutely not, child. Absolutely not. Not gonna happen, Captain. And I was going through, I actually asked ChatGPT to list them by state. And like some of those have like 7, 9 different schools. My brain is not trying to figure out how to put 7, 9 schools all together. So yeah, I can't do that for you. Sorry, sis. Sorry. Okay, so let me pull this up. I literally have 81 things in here that has the thing Tumblr. All right, so I know. Okay, here is the princess version of this. There is the Disney version of this design. Where is the Paw Patrol version of this design? Lisa Frank. Where is the Paw Patrol version of this tumbler? Pokemon tumbler. Oh, this might be it because I see Paw Patrol on it. So let's see if this one is it. But I'm also going to open up this one because I literally did the exact same layout for this one. And if I can't find that one, the Disney Princess one also has that exact same layout. So let me go back up to the Disney Princess one. Disney, y'all are so rude. Why does this keep closing out? Okay, this is no Disney Princess. Actually, that one already has the thing in the middle, but I'll show it because you'll see that it's the exact same grid. I actually have, that's why I searched grid because I preset up all of these grids before. I literally have templates that for different things. I even have this grid set up for a juice pouch. Okay, let's see. Pokemon Tumblr. Let's zoom out. Okay, nope, that's a different one. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna figure it out. I promise I'm gonna figure it out. Give me like 2 seconds because I don't see it there. Okay, let's just look up Paw Patrol again. Okay, Santana set, but I think this has the name in the middle. I don't think this has the full grid. Please, please, please be the one that has the full grid. It's not the one with the full grid. Oh, that sucks. Well, damn, where is that tumbler at? I mean, I can easily set it up, but damn. I'm sorry. Excuse my French. Dang it. That is not the one that I want. And it's under that name too. Okay. I'm really, the grids are really my jam. I do a lot of stuff with grids on it. Dang. I do a lot of designs with grids on them. Wow. Oh, you know what? Let me search photo collage. Because it might be under that. Because I taught a whole class on photo collages. So it might be under that one. We'll see if it's under photo collage. I'm okay. I have a slight obsession with photo grids. Slight obsession. I am starting to realize that by doing this, I am seeing that I really have an obsession with photo grids. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, okay. This is not it either, but I'll still share so you guys can see like my obsession with photo grids. I'm so mad because it's not going to give the same. It's not going to give the same effect. All right, let's put you over here. I'm so mad. Because it's not given what it's supposed to be given. All right, let's go there. And let's go here. And okay. Let's go to, I'm going to attempt to do this really, really fast. But now you get to see what the actual design end up being. But we're going to try and do this fast. So I'm saying that there's a whole bar. Okay, so I know what that is. All right, so let's move y'all back. Dragon select. Hold down shift, click, bring to the front. Okay, boom, there we go. All right, whole lot of to get back to, because I have no idea what this grid is. Okay, so let's just take Zion Imani. Okay, which, how did I end up doing that? So Zion Imani. And the joy of this is, like when I was talking about, like, you don't have to find a hollow font. And that's what the average person would do. That they would go and they're searching, trying to figure out this font that has the outline, it's not open. But all you need is the right instructor to teach you that. All you have to do is change the line color. And if you're in like Canva, they have a button, you just click and it turns it into a hollow design, like a hollow like letter or whatever, or text. And we'll just add some thickness to this. So is this what you were envisioning when, your suggestion was to take the name and put it in a hollow font across the middle of it? Is this ideally what you were envisioning? But we can't really see. So, with that being said, right, this was your original idea. Do you feel like this idea still works? Does that idea work? So someone else said just center it, it will be large enough. So even if we don't do it hollow, and let's just say we made this where it's filled, oops, wrong one. It's filled in with white. Does that work? Or should I just make it a different color? So even if I were to make that, let's say black. So we would just put the name in the center like that, correct? So an idea that you would have tested, okay? But so it was just a thought. So let's say you've now tested this, right? You did it. I was you. We did that. We made it hollow. Would that be an option for you to present to the customer? And any of you guys can answer, not just Tanya, because this is about teaching about designing in general. You know, I'm pretty sure all of you guys could benefit from just understanding, you know, designs and different layouts and different options. Because some people said just put the name at the top. You know, first they're saying like that little space, that space is very small. So even if you center it on there, this is what, you know, we would be presented with. That's what I kept saying, like, you know, would you go ahead and cover the characters up just like this? Because I'm trying to just understand, like, you know, your natural, and even for you, not say that I'm trying to understand it, but even for yourself, right? If you want to become a better designer, what is your natural process for designing? Do you guys know that? Do you have a natural process for designing? Do you think about certain things before you actually like put them, you know, idea to screen? Are we thinking them through, or are we the type of person where I'm going to do it to see and I'll spend that time doing it? I'll probably scrap it, but I'm going to kind of do that. No, because the name is covering everything, right? Okay, so yours was make the exact one, just add the name. So it was still the question of what are some ways that you would think of to add a name? Turn it to black. So I'm guessing you're a little bit behind because we've already done that. So I'm guessing that person is just a little bit behind because they're going to catch up and see that we did turn it to black. And then maybe once they realize they're behind, they'll click the button to go and join us completely live. So what I end up doing with this particular one is the way that it's set up here, right? And putting making the boxes smaller and creating a space in the middle where their name could go. This actually was secondary because the first one was actually this one. And it had more grids to it than the Paw Patrol one. So it had 8 boxes. So as you can see here, I love photo collages and I pre-make them. So I'm like thinking, you're saying, oh, you are caught up. He's saying make it hollow, but black but hollow. I don't really think that'll make a big difference, but okay, we'll do it. And we'll give that a little bit more thickness. So that's how that would be, where it's black but hollow. Would that one still work for you, Daryl? And I'm kind of the same way. I also give I give them mock-ups of at least like a couple different, options when I'm doing. I won't say like at least three, but most times it's like at least three. Sometimes I go overboard with how many options I give them. All right. But so like I said, my creative process is creating three to five variations and letting the customer decide. And like I said, I'm kind of that way as well. But even with creating options, this would not be an option that I would actually present because it is covering up. As us being the professionals, we do have to kind of think about those things and, not make like just present it, because design wise, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense just to kind of have that there. Now, if this was a different type of stuff, like I'm going to show you this, right? How this could easily work if it wasn't a grid setup where there are gaps. So if I were to take, we'll move you, I'm going to move all of them towards the center. Oh, dang it. I forgot to close off. Okay, we're just going to do this and move all of y'all closer, which means this won't really be fully centered, but I'll do that. And I'll even give this a little bit of a shadow. Like Zani Mani's favorite color is green, so I chose like to put a green in the middle. But even if you were to like make it a different color, because it doesn't have the gaps. Now I'm going to take this same exact one and bring it over here. Actually, no, all I have to do is just go like this. Now, as a different color, not so bad. Would be able to do this in white. That one, to me, it just stands out like a sore thumb. But this could be an option compared to just putting the name in the center. But the whole purpose of this is how much, like how deep into thought do you go into your layout, your designs? You know, or would you go and like, well, this isn't working, I want to create a new design. Like I said, I was expecting that some people would say they would just create like a whole new design. But as you can see, like, so with this one, I'm going to come back here. When they wanted that one, it was just a matter of putting Santana in. Well, actually, this one wasn't a request. This one was actually Zani Mani chose this particular name for Secret Santa. And since I wanted to add the name, I just made everybody up here smaller and in the bottom smaller. And then I just put his name. I end up burning it because it fell and I didn't realize it fell in the oven. So it ended up burning a little bit. but that's how I did this one. But same kind of concept. I guess you can see the Disney princess one. I've done that one with who them characters are, Disney characters. We have the grid here, you know. And you saw the other one. Like, I like grids. I'm gonna go back to here. I even did it. There was a senior one, and it's a larger grid, like a larger space in the middle. So using that grid for baby pictures and then having the larger space in the middle. But it's about like that whole concept of the photo grid and you just figuring out what, like, to me, this is simplicity. It's no bells and whistles. There's no splashes. There's no glitter. It's just pictures in a strategically organized grid. And I feel like this is the part a lot of the times where there's this disconnect because I'm in groups. So I know that it happens. Yeah, it may not be with you guys that are on this live right now, but I know that it happens because I see it all the time where it's this overthinking and like, oh, I have to create, like, only time I think people may think about like creating something that is a grid is if it is the panel pillowcase, the panel blanket. And it's like, oh, then it's okay to do panels because that's the way the blanket is set up. That's the way the pillow is set up. But just to be able to create something with the panels, it's like, no, that's not, because I'm designing it. Like, I got to do more. I have to give it more. You don't really have to. You just have to know how to execute designs. Okay. I'm just a little bit behind. Okay. Yeah. So you caught up to that. So I was like, oh, he's going to be a little bit behind. But you don't always get customers that gives you a vision. It would be nice, but that's not the reality. Like, most times customers, they don't know this world. They're not creative. This is why they are coming to you. I try to help those who are in my classes realize that you should be the authority in this. They're not coming to you like just to put a design like on a shirt, unless you are a print shop. Like my girl Javaya, like, she doesn't really want to like design. She wants to be the print shop. Come to me with your finalized design and I can print it out for you, whether it's a booklet, if it's a banner, if it's a this, is a that, like, come to me with your finalized design. For some people, that is their business model because, they are a print shop. Print shops don't have to design. When I go to like sticker banners, it's ready to print. They're looking for it to be sized properly, for you to know the proper sizing. You're going to send it to me. You're going to say that you want this size. I'm going to put it into my template and blow it up or do whatever, print to the size. And I'm going to ship it to you. Now, if it's wrong, that's on you because it should have come ready to go. Not everybody does designing. And a lot of the times customers don't give you a lot of direction. They just say, I just need this. Like, I want this. I just want a shirt for my child's birthday. The theme is, is ladybugs. And now you have to go and come up. And then this is where you go, you send it, because now it's off of your ideas. You are left to your own vices, your own ideas, what you come up with, and you send it to them and say, oh no, now they have all the ideas in the world. I don't play them games. If you don't give me anything, this is one of the things that we teach in creative business. If you don't give me anything, like in some type of concept, some type of direction, you get one minor tweak to whatever I created. I'm not creating a whole new concept. I'm not like, oh, now I want this font. Now you have ideas of, oh, I wanted a bold font. I wanted a soft font. I wanted a script font. You said none of this. You didn't give me any idea of your style, the person, like what you wanted, like no essence of the design. You get one minor tweak to what's here, or you can pay an additional design fee for me to start over from scratch. I'm not starting over from scratch for free. Not gonna happen, Captain. And some of you guys need to build up that muscle and that thick skin and to be able to be like, well, okay, I can do that, but it's going to now cost you an additional da 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 da. A lot of the times when you put money to it and they realize they now have to pay for essentially wasting your time, they're going to figure out a way to like that design and maybe make one or two tweaks when it comes to that. But now, if you gave me direction and I go and I create something and it's not to your expectations based off of the information that you gave me, then there is a full revision, but you still only get one. Because I can't speak for anybody else. I ask a lot of questions. I like to try and get a feel for what it is that you're wanting. So I ask a lot of questions. So you get one, like, major, and I normally give a couple different ideas anyway. I'm the type of person, when I'm thinking about a design, I'd rather be in that design and create a bunch of different options. I'm going to present them to you. Now you can go and say, well, I like this, but with this, hey, we can definitely merge those. I'm going to come up with a couple of different options. That's kind of how I operate, but I also don't charge $10 designs. If you are charging $10 as your design fee, baby, they will get, if my design fee was $10, you are getting not a nary a revision. I'm going to give this to you. I might give you a couple options. You need to pick from A, B, C, or D, or A and B, or A, B, and C, 1, 2, 3. You're going to pick from these. If I'm $10, I'm not doing $10. No. But my design fee is pretty up there. Like it can seem pretty pricey to some, but it's because of my process. Okay, it's because of my process. I brought those classes in the beginning. That has helped me to develop this creative workflow process, process, as well as the pricing tiers. Yay! Thank you for letting me know that our classes have helped you. But anywho, so like that style. Look at this one. It's a different type of grid, but I said, I come to realize I like grids. I really like grids. A whole lot. I like grids. Now let me go back over here. Let's come back. I'm looking for the one that had all of the different. Oh, I think I showed that one though. Like I actually had a class, like this actually came from a class. This was day 8 of a design class, and we worked on photo collages. You guys can sign up for that. If you're interested in that class and you want the information about it, put photo in the chat. And I will direct you to where you can sign up for, like, enroll in that class and learn all the different design techniques. Like I said, I think that was the 10-day challenge. Day 8, we worked on photo collages and how to properly set them up. So you can see there's a couple different options here for the collages. And also this setup where we had the photo grid and having our faces appear in different ones, like as if like almost like cutting it up. So yeah, we did a whole lot of things. This is a different photo grid, putting the name in the middle. This is another photo grid and having the main picture and then these and stuff like that, which this template is in the template vault, where all you have to do is just literally drag and drop your pictures into each slot. So we did that. I showed that one. We showed the Disney princess one, Sanaya's, and then my son's Pokemon one, which that grid is on the other one. Here is the design that I was talking about. I couldn't find the shirt. I was like, let me pull up the design. This is the one I was talking about, where I was like, my friend challenged me when it came to these different cancers. So it was like, I do not like cancer here or there. I do not like cancer anywhere. And so it was, I forget because she gave me a list of her specific cancers that she wanted the design to be centered around. And so they're all represented there, but also making the words for cancer, like the letters for the word cancer, also have those colors. So this was that design. I just don't have it. And it was on a pink shirt. because it was representing different cancers, but I want to say it was still doing breast cancer awareness month, but I don't think it was this kind of pink. It was like that's the pink that it was on. So there is that particular design that I was talking about earlier when I couldn't find the shirt. So I like to done. I mean, I like to keep it pretty simple, but my friend, she's always challenging me. The design that, hold on, I don't want y'all to see everything. So let me come back here. I'm going to show y'all how this HBCU one kind of sort of started off. But y'all can't see all my stuff unless you join the design lounge, and hopefully we will go over a lot of this tonight, depending on how long this coronation takes. Okay. So I went through a couple different concepts, doing just the HBCUs, and each one was the color of like the main color for, or the outline color for the mascot, going straight up and down. And so my thought process was to start with, from the top to the bottom. So the order that it goes in: Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Daytona, and then Miami. So like having the Florida, and that's how I determined the order like the order that even that it goes in now on the final design was based off of starting at the top and going down to the bottom. Then it was like still HBCU, but then using, because I had this design like this one right here, which also is a template that we have available, where it's the urban one, and you can put you can change the colors and you can put your own text and stuff here. And then here is the shield. I thought about doing the shield, but with these letters to kind of keep it like, then I had this particular shape for the shield. I went through a whole lot of. Okay. We eventually came to here. All right. But that's just kind of showing you guys a little bit of like design processes, and there are some inspiration to those, which I made sure I took them off before I kind of showed them. But in the design session, I'm going to walk you through like how I went and did research on different things. I kind of gathered some information, and now we're going to take what I love about this one, what I love about that one, what I love about this one, and we're going to figure out a way to combine them. A lot of the times that is how I come up with, which essentially would still be like my own original concept to something, but it's might be bits and pieces. So how to read a design and know what bits and pieces do you want to take from, your inspirational pieces. But I don't want you to feel like you're stealing or you're taking, you're unoriginal, because as long as you are, like I said, it's bits and pieces and you're putting them together and you're meshing them together and it's your vision, it's still your vision, still original. But those are some of the things that we're going to go through in the Creative Design Lounge. A lot of times we will be working on designs and build them out like we did the pop-out one. But then there are going to be some sessions where let's talk through this. Let's work through this. Let's look at and break down a couple of different designs. What is it that we see about this? What is it that we notice? So that you really, really, really understand design. Anyone can get on a live, a Zoom or whatever, and they're going to show you click for click. Oh, click here, do this, do that. But that doesn't help work your design muscle, so that you will be able to come up with design concepts a little bit easier, where now you might sit there and you may have to ponder over it for days. We want to get you to where we're shortening that time frame, and you're going to be able to easily research and come up at least with the concept, a lot sooner than later. I'm going to give y'all this situation with some rags, and like how that whole thing went down. So you'll get to really, really see, like, one, just learn from me, but also get a insight to how I have to deal, like with dealing with clients, the ones that I've lost. Like I've missed out on some opportunities because I've gotten stuck in design mode and I just had a creative block. Like there was nothing inspiring for me with that design, but it was like on a time crunch. Like it was on a, there was a time constraint to it. So I've lost out on things because of that. And how do you deal with that? How do you process through those blocks? These are all of the things that we're going to go through throughout your subscription, throughout your membership in the Creative Design Lounge. It's not meant to be just a one-time class, which is why we tried to make it very affordable. It's $25.63. Now, the first month you are going to pay a little bit more because you have a lot of stuff that's there. But every month thereafter, so we charge a little bit more in the beginning. It's $43.65, and then it's $25.63 every month thereafter. But we're going to have multiple sessions to help you become a better designer. And it's not just about showing you how to click here, click there, how to read templates, how to know how something is set up so that you can make the proper adjustments, knowing what adjustments you can make and that you can't make. That's what goes down in the Creative Design Lounge. There is a link to the Design Lounge that you can click on. It's in the description of this video. And like I said, hopefully that'll get you the Design Lounge. Hopefully, if this coordination does not run late, we will have one. So if you are enrolled, be on the lookout. Make sure that you check your emails because I'm going to send out an email probably from coordination when we're leaving to verify the time. Because I technically have the Zoom set up, but I may need to change the time depending on how late we get out of there. And then also feeding them, because 5:45 is a little bit early for MJ to eat dinner. So he'll probably want to eat after. So it depends on if we decide to go out somewhere. Because my child is being inducted into, he's being sworn in as the freshman treasurer. So I don't know. Maybe I will bypass. Maybe we'll do it on Friday. Because if my child wants to go out, we can go out. But if he doesn't want to go out, he just want to go to a little fast food, go grab something, little 1-2. Because I guarantee he probably still has homework tonight. I will let you guys know if we'll meet tonight. But I know for sure tomorrow we do have a check-in for creative business. So you want to get into that one as well. Okay. Let's see here. Do y'all have any questions for me in regards to designing, figuring out your design process? What struggles are you having with designing? She's like, I promise you can use the same concept. No, I can't. Not with 7, 8, 9 schools. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do it. Hold on. He said his pants need to be ironed. Now all of a sudden he want to take a nap. He just wanted to be at the park before. Now is he want to take a nap. Okay. Teenagers, I tell you. Teenagers. No questions for me as it relates to design. I did bring a couple of other things in here. Like this was and I probably should have really tapped into it, but shirts are not my favorite thing to do. But this was my entry into the whole Breezy Bowl shirt designs. So this was the one that I did, and low key, that's a form of pop out. I had it coming out of his signature. But being able to even come up with like design concepts like this, we actually did quite a few different layouts for Breezy Bowl. If you did not see this one, the post is there, but this was the HBC. Oh, wait a minute. What the heck? Oh, and I was going to give this shirt away. There is a bottle of ink over here. And oh, well, we won't be giving this away. It was a small shirt. I was going to give this away to somebody. Can't give it away now because now it has some random ink spot on it. But there's that. This was a design that I created for Zainimani's kindergarten class. And baby, the colors kept coming out jacked up. I literally had to keep testing this to figure out the right shade of yellow because it was just like all over the place. But like just even with this design concept and how we end up doing this and why I chose to write the text the way that I did, we're going to talk about like all of these different design concepts in the Creative Design Lounge. So get in where you fit. Oh, look, here's another good one. I know this is not popular in every area, but here we do senior crowns. This is one of the messed up prints. It's actually two of them that's messed up. So this is one of the ones where all they said was, well, we just want red and blue, and these are his sports. And this is what I came up with from, we just want red fading into blue, and these are his sports. And I think the one thing she did say was, we want to be able to have like this, like the seated picture. So it was like sitting on the R. This was a senior crown design that I created. And then she added gold chains and all that kind of stuff to it. I actually really, really did enjoy designing this one. My issue is coming up with a concept and making sure all the items go with each other. So concept comes from, you know, if you struggle with coming with a concept, it is looking for inspiration. And one of the biggest mistakes that you guys make when one says find something and find like inspiration, if you are trying to design something for fall, you are looking at fall designs. If you're trying to design something for Christmas, you're looking at Christmas designs. You're trying to design something for princess, you're looking at princess designs. Nope. You can get inspiration from something that is completely left field. When you start to learn to look at the design concepts, the layout of it, how things are arranged, you may not get the exact font, but like the thickness of it, the thin, is it slanted? Is it this? Is it that? Does it have a wave? Is it straight? All of those different things. You can find something from, which only because I see Aquisha's name on here, is we did this in she was in one of our design challenges, and she was trying to come up with something, I think, for her grandbaby, my angel, I think it was. But I had her look at 4th of July designs. And then she was able to take that and she created a design that was for her grandbaby for her birthday, but it was based off of a 4th of July design. When you see things and you're like, ooh, I like that. In the world of design, you can take anything that you see and it catches your eye and you can make it work for anything. I promise you, you can. But if no one ever introduced, for a lot of you, if no one ever introduced that radical concept to you, it's like you get stuck. And those are some of the things that I want to be able to share with you, is how to find something that's completely left field. My glitter cups and my method for doing glitter cups, I'm going to see if y'all can guess. And if you heard me say this before, don't answer. Okay. So hopefully, and if you say the answer without hearing me say this before, of course, I'll confirm it. But if you've heard me talk about my glitter cups and things like that, don't answer. But my technique for my glitter cups, where do you think, where will be your guess on where it comes from? I just kind of just throw some things out there because I'm making glitter cups, but I have a certain way that I approach doing glitter cups. So what would you think that process would be based on? Anyone care to take a stab at? Ooh, I don't know if that's a bad word on here for, they would think that I was promoting, violence, but take a guess at what my glittering cups and mugs, my technique would is based on what? Give y'all a little minute. So you've never seen glitter cups? It doesn't, I mean, they end up looking just like anybody else's glitter cup. So like when people go and they put glitter on the bottom of a mug, the bottom of, you glitter the bottom, you glitter a tumbler, things of that nature. So it doesn't matter what mine look like, because at the end of the day, it looks like everybody else's. So if you know what glitter mugs look like when you go and you just kind of glitter the bottom of a mug, I mean, even if you glitter the whole thing, a wine glass, any of those things, at the end of the day, what do you mean by that? Crafty realtor pan. What do you mean by that? Oh, so you've never seen glitter cups? I thought you were on the right track, but not like that though, because you're saying putting the frosting on the bottom of a cake. So glitter mugs. So see, some people will do it like this, or we'll go glitter. Child, that even doesn't even say glitter. People do it this, like these, like this, like this. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of different like techniques when it comes to this, and there's some where it just peels off. So okay, so when it came to this, there's a lot of people. So even like this was like before the epoxy days, and it was like some people using like Mod Podge and glitter, and they would put like the dishwasher safe one, but for a lot of people, it would still peel off. They couldn't get it to stick. And the method that I taught was based off of, and why I got kind of excited. And I was like, no, let me see first if she's on the right path. I was like, well, let me know. What were you talking about when you said that? So you said frosting the cake. So it's not necessarily frosting the cake, but I got my method and like the perfect method for glittering, whether it's a mug, tumbler, wine glass, from how we crumb coat cakes. Giving the glitter something to stick to, because most people, they put the like they'll put their adhesive, so Mod Podge um or some type of glue, and then like, oh, I'm gonna put like a thin. I never understand people say put a thin layer of glitter, because wherever there is glue, the glitter's gonna stick. There's no such thing. It's not like spray paint where you're just going and you're just kind of spraying over it, where you can just kind of go toot, toot, toot and do light. There is no such thing as a light layer of glitter, because wherever you have glue, that glitter is going to stick. So now I'm not quite understanding how people said that, but they want it to be like darker. They would then go and put more Mod Podge and they'll put more glitter. And so it ends up sometimes being too thick, and they can literally just peel it right off. Well, when you think about a cake, and you're going to actually put frosting on it, the concept is to crumb coat it, put it in the refrigerator so that that hardens. So now when you put your actual buttercream frosting on it, you're not getting bits of cake. It goes on smoother. So I ended up creating a concept that was like, for those, that was literally based off of the concept of crumb coating. So there is a certain way that I do my crumb coat for, the glitter to set the base, and then how long I have to let it sit. And I do some other things, and then I build on top of that. It had nothing to do. Like, if I would have just searched glittered wine glass, I would have been stuck like Chuck, like the rest of them. But knowing about other things and just kind of making that connection, it's like, ooh, I wonder if that will work. And when I tried it, it did work. And so I was able to teach this process where I basically call it crumb coating glitter, to be able to do glitter tumblers and wine glasses and all. I say all that to say, like, it doesn't have to be the exact thing. Sometimes when you're researching, you're getting stuck and you can't figure it out, because nothing with that you don't have an idea, but you have an idea, and you're like, I want it to be so different. Or if you start to look at things that's within the same genre, the same theme, the same, like, that you're designing for, you're like, but I don't want to copy them. I don't want to be the same. So it makes it a little bit harder to come up with concepts. But if you were to open up, that creative mind of yours, and look at other things, look at billboards, look at how like a commercial, that's graphic designing for a lot of these things for commercials. Look at, I go to Wawa's, I'm always taking pictures at Wawa's. I actually love their graphics. But like at stores, the little wrap things they have around the poles, how do they have that set up? How can I use this to create create advertisement for my business? In the creative in creative business, I even showed, there was the feminine brand Honey Pot. I created a campaign like sequence and layout and designs for a girl, Javaya, based off of Honey Pot. And the way that they had their stuff set up, I made that to where it was for grad season. And the inspiration was some coochie wipes, okay? and some Cuda Cat wash. But I made that and took the way they had that laid out, and I turned it into a layout for grad season. You have to learn to think outside of the box. and not always look right in, like just kind of, skirt around in the same waters. Like sometimes you got to go out into the deep. You got to think outside of the box. And that is how I teach design. I would love to be able to teach you design if you join the Creative Design Lounge. It'll say Creative Lounge enrollment in the link in the description. And if you want that business help, join Creative Business. All right. But I got to go because I have to, even though he said it doesn't need to be ironed, I got to make sure this kid has his stuff because we have coordination at 5:40. Well, I have to drop him off at 5:45. I don't have to do hair because he got his hair braided yesterday. Thank God. All right. But I'm going to get out of here. Check your emails because if we have this session, it will be sent in emails. And I'll probably hop on a live real quick because sometimes that's the easiest way to kind of, get the word out. So if you happen to see me go live later on, it's because we are live on Zoom talking all about designs and answering your questions, helping you through your frustrations and things of that nature. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace. Thank you.